All right, we're going to call the meeting to order for Monday, March 20th, Board of Selectmen meeting here at Memorial Town Hall. Are there any announcements, Marlene or Ed? Do you guys have anything?
I have one announcement.
Yep.
Received it in the mail today, and so I made a copy of it if you're interested. And I also provided the DPW director with a copy of this Stand Up for Transportation. This is for regional transportation. And I don't know if maybe this came up at the FRTA meeting last week, Ed.
No, it didn't come up at all.
So I just wanted to make you aware of it. There is an event to support regional transportation on Monday, April 10th at the Greenfield Public Library.
Okay.
So, and like I said, I let Phil, well, this is public transportation, so that's not.
Right,
Phil
so this
much.
this is public transportation within the region,
Yeah.
so, okay, so,
Yeah. Okay.
and nothing did come up at your
Well,
meeting?
yes. Well, what came up at the meeting was the fact that they're going to investigate possibly a stop in the center of town because the Council of Aging has said there's people that are under 60 over here that don't have any transportation, as long as that transportation is in addition to what they presently have. And there was a few responses from the school. I don't know how many kids would actually use the bus, but so we're in discussion. I don't even know if it'll fly, but
Okay.
because the town
Okay.
might feel otherwise when we get to that point.
But
Well, this is for funding. The purpose of
funding
this
of it,
meeting is
so.
for funding and initiatives, right? Okay.
Okay. So from your perspective, Ed, there's more to follow on
Oh,
that
yes,
particular
definitely.
conversation?
Yes.
Okay, great. Any other announcements?
No.
Is there anybody here for public forum? All right. Under posted business, the police department is looking to appoint a new police officer. I don't know, Clint, are you here to just,
The chief couldn't make it tonight, so he
Okay.
asked me to step in. I'd like to introduce one of our new appointees.
why don't you have a
Mike.
seat, Clint? You're all
Just
say
speak
Thomas.
on the mic, that's
Yeah.
all.
Oh, it's not, just, With that started, I'd just like to introduce one of our new appointees, Thomas Gray.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
Well, I certainly, Thomas comes with an impressive background, as we look through the information in your background. So it appears that all the certifications and necessary backgrounds and information that needs to have been provided has done so. And so the Chief of Police and yourself recommendation that Thomas Gray be appointed?
Yes.
All right. So thank you. I'll make a motion to appoint Mr. Thomas Gray to the position of part-time police officer with the Hatfield Police Department.
And I'll second it.
Any further discussion?
Yes, I want to thank you for coming to town, and I thank you, the police department, for continuing to get qualified applicants for the town of Hatfield.
What's that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Welcome aboard, Thomas. Thank you. We appreciate it.
When
Thanks,
will he
Clint.
be starting?
That I'm not sure.
Okay.
But he'll be beginning the field training program
Okay.
soon.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions of us?
I do not.
Okay, great.
All right?
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much. Have a great
you.
evening.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. All right. Looks like we have our first draft of the annual town meeting warrant articles.
A little more cleaned up than the last.
Yeah,
the one you
and
received.
it's for the people at home, it's a draft, and
Right.
these are some of the things that have come forward from various departments. Some have come forward through petition, and it's a draft, so even the verbiage within the particular articles may or may not change. So this is our first crack at it, just to sort of blow through it at a high level. So
Okay.
I don't know how you want to proceed. Do you actually?
Let me just explain.
Yeah,
each
I mean, the
one?
first
Okay.
few, as people know, the first
Okay.
few are
First
are
article
usually
is the
just,
elections.
yeah, are kind of just your
Okay.
general,
Our general, Article 2 is to reimburse $46,000 to community preservation revenues.
okay,
Articles 3, 4, 5 are your standard
Take whatever money we can get.
authorization, right, accepting grants.
Yep.
And gifts and awards. And then authorizing the treasurer to enter into any compensating balance agreements, and the other one is the Chapter 90.
Okay.
We're still waiting for that
Number.
amount, right, from the state.
Excuse me, okay.
The next article is to accept Mass General Laws, Chapter 59, Section 5K. And actually, the town accepted this provision of the law previously. This is the senior work-off program. And the law has now amended this statute. The tax bill can exceed, property tax bill exceed $1,500 in a given year. It was $1,000. We do have to vote this.
Okay, so just to be clear for ourselves and everybody watching, we basically already have this particular
That is correct. We voted,
article or
accepted this statute.
And we're basically raising the fee, as the state has indicated, from $1,000 for any given tax year to $1,500, correct?
$1,500,
Okay.
correct. Right.
All right,
The next article, and that's subject to discussion by the board, to look at our current form of government and whether we, interested in exploring other options for a
For
different
the
form
town.
of government.
okay.
Next
More
article,
to follow on that, just people are wondering.
okay, next article is an open space committee article, and that is to authorize the treasurer to borrow $157,180, and that is to acquire 94 plus or minus acres of forest land up on Horse Mountain for conservation and recreation purposes. The next article, if you recall, the town voted to accept Smith Academy Park last year.
Right.
However, the vote taken at annual town meeting did not, the motion did not reflect Chapter 45, Section 3, and the state would like to see that acceptance referencing that statute.
All right, so this is going to be another article that we're just kind of cleaning up.
Correct.
It's already been
It's a
approved
cleanup.
last year, but the state's looking to actually have some language in there that we did not include last year, so.
Correct.
That it's not really changing anything that's already happened, it's just updating something
That's correct.
existing. Okay,
The next article is a general bylaws amendment, and as you know, on the south side of Town Hall, there is a bylaw that restricts parking there. We would be striking upon both sides of the access road on the southerly side of the Town Hall.
Okay.
And if there's any interest in inserting any other language, I left it blank
gotcha,
there.
okay,
Okay.
yep,
The next is the zoning bylaw article, and that is the marijuana retail moratorium that we have discussed.
we have.
Articles-
And we discussed that with the planning board.
We did.
Okay,
The articles that follow are community preservation articles.
right,
They're standard articles to amend the vote taken the previous year, and that's just to update the figures.
okay,
And the next article is to vote the budget. And what you have on the following page are those projects that they have approved, community preservation has approved.
okay,
And that's for Horse Mountain,
yep,
Smith Academy Park for Pavilion, and rehabilitating the old mill,
right.
and also
The bridge.
a feasibility study for the Smith Charities. Oh, it's a fees to support a feasibility study to preserve, rehabilitate the Smith Charities building. And then the other article is $10,000 to rehabilitate the Hampshire County Courthouse. We'll insert capital planning projects once we receive
Right.
those recommendations. And the next articles are your standard budget articles.
Yes, they talk about the revolving funds
revolving
and
fund,
authorization to spend from the
and then
various
the
inspectors
operating
in town.
budget.
Yep,
Then we have a citizen's petition.
yep,
And again, a citizen's petition appears just the way we receive it. We do not make any changes to it if there are spelling errors.
right. So a citizen's petition is put as an article exactly, word for
The way it was
word,
submitted.
the way it was submitted
That's
to,
correct.
to the town, or to you or to the clerk, I guess,
Yes,
right?
correct.
Okay.
And the last article is to hear any and all reports. So those are the articles to
Okay.
date.
And to the townspeople, I know that was just a very high-level overview. This was our first actual crack at just kind of going through these as the three of us. Excuse me. So, these seem fine. We'll fine-tune them, and we certainly will go over them in the very near future. Once the capital articles are brought forward, those, bless you, Key, those may or may not prompt articles to be added or deleted that we just spoke to, actually, right?
Right.
So depending what comes forward, may or may not change the articles we just mentioned to you on TV, so.
Right.
But so more to follow as far as the articles go. Ed, did you have any questions on those at this point, or?
Not at this point, no.
No? And you're all set, Marlene?
I am. Thank
Okay.
you.
Sure. All right. The next topic we had on the agenda was the fiscal year 2018 budget discussion. We are meeting this evening after our select board meeting. Well, we will continue to meet, but it will be with the finance committee. So is there something you wanted to address now under that, Marlene? Or is it just more about that's on the agenda because we are speaking to it now that we're getting near May and?
No, I don't.
Nothing
I think
specific
just-
for
yes.
us?
I think
Okay.
I had added it, and then,
We're meeting with the finance
Yes.
committee, so we'll just,
Yes.
that'll be when that discussion takes place. Okay. But we now have the town administrator's report.
okay. Just before we get into number one, Recreation Committee, speaking of the recreation, and I meant to bring this up when we were reviewing the articles of the town meeting warrant, you have a copy of a letter from Attorney Brackett, and at the
Yep.
top I have discussed warrant article. Lydia had submitted a couple of questions to town council concerning the current makeup of the Recreation Committee.
As far as the
And-
number.
Right.
Okay.
And what the town voted back in 1973.
Okay.
So outlined in that letter, town council answers, his response to each question that Lydia presented to him. It is his opinion that as a result of voting the Recreation Committee to a 3-member committee in 1973, that the town should vote to increase the committee membership.
Okay, so,
So there's potential for an article.
all right, so to clarify, the vote in 1973 appears to have established a recreation committee consisting of 3 members.
Correct.
We currently have 5 members, and it sounds like we're just trying to clean that up at town meeting.
Yes.
By increasing the number from 3 to 5. We're not adding any, those bodies already exist, we're not adding anything above that right now.
Correct.
We're fully staffed at 5 rec members?
Actually,
2
they're
over, depending
short
how you
right
look at
now.
it.
They're short, they've had some resignations.
Okay, so.
They only have 3 members right now.
So they're meeting the, perfect. But we're probably going to have this vote anyways. I think most committees, actually all committees should have a minimum of 5 members, actually, just to, if something's going on. So that's the intent of this. So I would say if this is what the council is suggesting, that we make it official to go from 3 members to 5. When I was on it 19 years ago as a new citizen, there were 5 of us. So I mean, it's been 5 for at least 5 for quite some time. So again, I think this article will just be another cleaning up the
Yes.
existing
You clean up,
process right now.
yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on, I'm requesting the Board of Selectmen vote to appoint Recreation Committee member Tom Gingras to the Community Preservation Committee appointment.
Okay.
That is a recreation slot.
A member of the CPC is from the
Yes.
Recreation Committee, and Tom Gingras is aware, has agreed to be that that member, or is
I
aware that he...
believe that
I'd
came
like to
from the
think-
Recreation Committee,
Okay.
yes, that he would be willing to serve in that capacity.
All right, I'll make a motion to appoint Tom Gingras from the Recreation Committee to be the representative to the CPC.
I second it.
Any further discussion?
No, just say thank you
Yes.
to Thomas.
Yep, thanks, Tom. Any further discussion?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Next item, unfortunately, we've received a resignation from Bridget Rodrigue, who's been on the Recreation Committee for a few years.
Yeah.
And she has decided to step down.
All right, make a motion to accept the resignation of Bridget Rodrigue from the Recreation Committee.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion?
Send her a letter of thank you for
Yes,
her
Yep.
we do.
service.
Nicely done. I was going to suggest the same thing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I have received a application for a senior citizen to participate in the work-off program. Well, sorry, the property tax work-off program. And I would ask the Board of Selectmen to approve that application.
Motion to approve the property tax work-off application as presented.
I'll second it.
Okay. Discussion.
The only discussion I have is the area of interest, was that contacted and? Okay.
We publish on, what was it, on here? It's not on here. There is a letter or a flyer, and we list the departments
Okay.
that may
Are
have
looking
work
for-
in the library as one of them.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep, good question. Ed. Any further discussion?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. All right, then we have the warrants, the budget warrants for accounts payable to approve. Account payable warrant number 1033, account
The others are payrolls.
warrant payroll 4720, payroll 21, and payroll number 5729. I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Thank you.
yeah.
One item I just
Yep.
wanted to mention to you in the info tab, and if you'd like this for a future agenda, well, I'm not sure if we will be meeting before April 2nd. It's possible. I don't have the calendar in front of me. But if there's any interest from the board members to represent the MPO, Metropolitan Planning Organization at PVPC, just let me know.
All right. If you're interested, please fill out and enclose, can return it by April 2nd. Okay,
Yeah. Just if it's not something we need
sure.
to take up
Nope.
right now.
Yeah,
but if
Ed and
you're
I can discuss it,
interested
or
in-
we'll
Okay.
let you know, and then will there be more information as to what's,
This is all the
this
information
is all we've got
they'll be
right now?
sending.
Okay, just
And
so we-
attached is the area that, well, it's also,
if we participate,
referenced
we
on
just
the
want
letter.
to know what we're participating in.
oh, I see what you mean. Well, you know what, I'll be glad to get some information, how
Well,
often
just
they
so-
meet.
Yeah, I just, just some of the specifics,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
6 to 8, okay, right here. Second to the last paragraph,
Yeah,
Time
it's a
from
two-year
involvement.
position, but,
6 to 8, 2-hour meeting scheduled per year.
right. We're in a little bit of a, I would say the Hatfield Board of Selectmen right now, Ed and I, are just, since there's only two of us.
And I don't know if these are
And normally
daytime
there's
meetings.
three, yeah. So, as far as all these requests to be part of these various organizations, while they're important,
Mm-hmm.
we're sort of in a little bit of a bind right now. So, how'd I say? That was good, right? So, and I think people, know what we're saying. We're a man down or a woman down.
Mm-hmm.
So we can certainly let you know if this is
Give
something
yourself
one of us
some-
can do for now. And then once we're back to full strength, in May, we can sort of revisit these things and divvy things up.
Sure.
Okay. Anything else?
That is all I have.
Anything else? Motion to recess until we meet with the Finance Committee at 6:30.
I second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.